This is a DIRTVision special presentation. The best drivers, the best coverage. It's time to watch the greatest shows on dirt on DIRTVision.
Welcome in to the second night of the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park in Florida. DCN in its 54th edition in 2025, and night number one got us off to a very hot start, and we've got a lot more fun over the next 2.5 weeks here at the world's fastest half mile for this great event. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into DIRTVision. Once again, my name is Connor Wade. It is another beautiful day here in Barberville, Florida. We're almost at the 80-degree mark. Our current race task shows us 79 degrees, about a 6-mile-per-hour breeze, and clear and sunny skies as we're about to kick off night number two with hot laps for the American Sprint Car Series, the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds on the card for tonight as well once again. And last night did not disappoint, particularly with ASCS. We saw great heat racing action. They actually went 3 wide in the dash, and that great racing that we saw earlier carried into last night's feature event, and we saw a first-time ASCS winner. Let's show you how DIRTcar Nationals and the 2025 ASCS season started with highlights from last night's season opener.
Off of 4, Davis and Peck and Axum, the first 3 cars getting a good jump. It'll be Justin Peck out front. Look at the race through the field. Holy moly, we're running tonight. Caution on the raceway. A spin into the infield. The 2 car, Whit Gastineau, has spun. Caution is off, and the green is on. Everybody making it down the front straightaway to the orange cone. So the top 3 immediately start to pull away. Peck, Axum, and Haferty. Big battle going on right there we're looking at. Blake Hahn, Scotty Theo, Cole Macedo, Brian Brown. That's 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th in the screen. Justin Peck goes high, Stiers goes low. Stiers slides up, doesn't know Peck is there. Can Peck get around him this time? We got one up in smoke. It's the 7 of Jordan Thomas. Yellow on the track, the top 5 car of Jordan Thomas up in smoke. The green is back in the air. Brian Brown, a big move on the outside of Blake Hahn. Brian Brown's got his car going forward. He's up to 7th now. One more time around the half mile. Hank Davis is off the pace. Caution, yellow on the racetrack, yellow. Hank Davis is off the pace. He sits at the top of turns 3 and 4. Again, Justin Peck just pulls away. Doesn't give him a shot at it. White flag. One more time around. Go ahead and add another driver to the record books for the American Sprint Car Series. Justin Peck wins for the first time with the ASCS.
So safe to say last night was a night of firsts for Monrovia, Indiana's Justin Peck, and that's what we're going to talk about in our Wade's World this evening, at least to start our Wade's World points. So Justin Peck gets his first career win with the American Sprint Car Series. He gets his first career win at Volusia Speedway Park, a track he's always ran well at, and he gets his first win with Kevin Rudeen in the 26 in only their 4th race together, going back to the World Finals at the end of 2024. They carried the speed that they had at the end of 24 into 25 and started off what they expect to be a big year with the trip to victory lane against the best 360 sprint car drivers in the country and even some of the best 410 drivers as well. A statement win for Peck and the Rudeen team has the confidence very, very high going into the rest of the weekend and the beginning of the year.
We came down here with some confidence rolled over from Charlotte, just knowing that kind of what they want to do with the race car and kind of the way I want to drive it all. Luckily, it all kind of meshed well from the start, and it just kind of kept going last night. I mean, we rolled off hot laps and we're a little free, qualifying a little free, pretty good in the heat. pretty good in the dash, better in the feature. So it's just one of them deals, man. I think now, like, we're just going to start a little tighter, you know, going into the night. And, you know, hopefully that's just kind of the progression that we keep having as we just kind of find our little honey hole of setup that we like and just keep rolling with it. But just you get out front, you kind of set a gap, and then that's about it, you know, with the way our stuff is right now, which I'm totally okay with. I could rather be able to maneuver through traffic and stuff. I feel like my car really shines when we get to racing cars because I feel like I can just move around and get, you know, I can kind of get up right behind somebody and not really get too bad in dirty air and feel like I can kind of dart left or right, whatever I got to do to make something happen. So I think our car is really going to shine, you know, when we have to start 8th, 9th, 10th, 6th, you know, and really have to come up through there. I think that's really where our speed's at.
Well, when I say that Justin Peck has been good at Volusia Speedway Park, here is what I mean. 20 starts, he finally broke through for that first win at the world's fastest half mile last night. 7 career top 5s and top 10 finishes in half of those 20 feature starts at this racetrack. The average finish is 10.6, but the number that stands out to me is the top 5s with 7. All 7 of those have come since the year 2023, some of them in 360 competition and also a couple with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Justin, a guy that can do well here at Volusia, really can do well on any half mile that he goes to, and definitely has the car speed necessary to sweep all 3 nights of this ASCS weekend. So every other driver in the field trying to look to stop him from doing just that the rest of the weekend. A couple other drivers that did well last night. We can start with the hard charger, Austin McCarl. Rolled some hot bottom, going 14 into the top 5 last night. A solid P5 run for the big unit. And Hank Davis's night started off good, but didn't exactly finish that way. As you take a look at his summary of last night, he qualified 3rd in his group qualifying session. That put him on the front row of a heat race. He used the outside of the front row on the first lap of the heat to win after taking the lead. Got the win in the dash. That put him on the pole for last night's 25-lap feature event. And he did lose some spots, but was still en route to a solid top 5 finish before stopping in turn 4 right as the checkered flag was about to fall. When Hank initially got to the work area, the first report that we heard was that Hank said that the motor just didn't sound right and he didn't want to take a chance of blowing an engine for the Gosler guys. So he just decided to call it a night right there. We caught up with the 3-time ASCS winner and asked him the verdict on what happened to the 16H last night.
We just bent a valve. Sucks. You know, we only had like, what, 1 corner, I think. We were coming to the checkered or whatever, or close to whatever it was. But yeah, I mean, I don't need these engines. These guys need these engines all year. So I felt like, you know, it probably was just better to shut her down. I can't fix it. I can't replace it. So, you know, we were good though. I mean, to go win the heat race, the dash, start on the front row of that, and be the first time in the car and all that. So yeah, we've all become really good friends. So it's just like racing with your buddies. I'm having a really good time, and yeah, so maybe we can make a few more of these trips happen. It's a neat place. I'm not used to the sandy places like that and stuff like that. So it's fast. I mean, everyone says the fastest half mile. It 100% is the fastest half mile.
Hank Davis hoping that a new power plant under the hood of the number 16H will result in a better fortune for him here this evening in his first trip to the world's fastest half mile, first weekend trip, I should say. A couple other drivers that had issues last night. Jordan Thomas, whose night also started off promising, found himself in the dash and en route to a top 10 finish in last night's feature event. He unfortunately suffered an engine issue as well, and his a little bit more extensive than that of Hank Davis. Unfortunately, Thomas's weekend is done. They are on their way back to Pennsylvania. We hate that their weekend is done. We hope to see him back with the ASCS soon. Danny Sams also blew a motor while leading last night's Last Chance Showdown. We interviewed Danny and he told us that was likely the end of his weekend. However, that team figured something out and they did roll the 20D out of the trailer and are checked in for another night of racing. So good to have Danny back in the field. So in addition to the ASCS, on the card for tonight, the Ironman of the DIRTcar Nationals, the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds, which kicked off 9 races in 10 days here at Volusia Speedway Park last night. And they had a pretty exciting night as well, especially that 20-lap feature event. Kurt Spalding in the 5CS went to victory lane over Kyle Strickler. David Strimmy, Cole Falloway, and Michael Altabelli rounded out the top 5. One of the major stories from that race, though, that isn't on that top 5 graphic, George Dixon. Dixon spent a good portion of the second half of that feature battling for the lead with Kurt Spalding, and then towards the end, battling for second with Kyle Strickler. Unfortunately, some contact between Tickle and Dixon resulted in Dixon Dixon spinning and actually being credited with a DNF. Last night after the race, we heard from Strickler and Streamy about their vantage points of the last lap. Well, today we caught up with Dixon to get his side of the story.
Man, I don't know. Car was really good. It was just hard racing there with Kyle there, and we were running good with Kurt there. Just it was tight racing, and got together with Kyle there, getting into one a little bit. Kind of he went up the track, and then I kind of got tight after I got around him there, and he kind of got back under me, and made a little bit of contact, and it actually cut my valve stem on my left rear tire, and run into 3 there the last lap to try to really get a good run, thinking, and that tire just went down so quick, and I spun around. And it's just a racing deal. It was hard racing. It was a lot of fun. I mean, we were really bummed out. We wanted to finish at least where we were running. Second, third would have been awesome. But like I said, we're just totally really happy that we got some speed, and hopefully that carries on to the rest of the week and we can keep that going. This is like if you go anywhere else in the country, this is like a 10,000. The field would show up for like a 10,000 to win race. So it's a stacked field, and to be able to run good and just make it in the feature is a big deal.
Dixon just needs to have a short memory. He's still got 8 more nights of racing here at Volusia Speedway Park throughout the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. So the Modifieds put on a show last night. You can bet they will do so once again here this evening, in addition to the American Sprint Car Series. That's going to wrap up our Wade's World pre-race coverage. Let's take a look at the order of events for our program this evening. We will start things off in just a couple of seconds with hot laps for the American Sprint Car Series. Then we'll have group qualifying, which will take place 3 cars at a time. Drivers qualify with their heat races. Then we'll have hot laps and qualifying all together for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. That is a little bit different than last night. Hot laps and qualifying all the same tonight for the mods. 5 cars at a time for 3 laps. We'll take a quick break after that for opening ceremonies. 5 8-lap heat races once again for ASCS. 6 8-lap heats as well again for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. The ASCS dash draw will take place on the stage tonight after the mod heats. ASCS has an 8-lap C-main and 5-lap dash on the card tonight. And then a 12-lap Smith Titanium last chance showdown to set the starting lineup for the last couple rows of their feature. 3 10-lap last chance showdowns for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds, and then just like last night, whenever we get to feature action, 25 laps, 3,000 to win for the American Sprint Car Series. Their feature is up first, and then 20 laps the distance for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. It's going to be another incredible night of racing. You still have time to get to DIRTcar Nationals either tomorrow night for the end of week 1 or next week as we see the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series join the party. Chris Steppen on the call tonight for the mods, but right now with the American Sprint Car Series 360s on track, wheel packing, and ready to hot lap. Series announcer Randy Ward. Randy, last night a lot of firsts. First time for the ASCS at Volusia, a first-time winner. Who knows what we see on night 2?
Yeah, it was exciting to have a first-time winner. We'll see if we can top that again here this evening on night number 2 of the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. Chris Steppen joining me here in the booth for the modified part of the program. You had an exciting race last night as well. When you get into night 2, you start getting a little more serious, getting closer to the big money on the weekend.
Well, we talked about it last night a little bit. You know, these guys built a little bit of a notebook last night for those that hadn't been here, or for those of guys who hadn't raced since this fall. So yeah, a lot of good stuff going on tonight.
All right, so hot laps are on the racetrack right now for the American Sprint Car Series. We'll have hot laps, and then we'll turn around and do qualifying for the time trials. These will be cars that will be in heat race number 1 later tonight. 10 of them scheduled for Group 1. Justin Peck, last night's winner, the 26, Monrovia, Indiana, is on the racetrack right now. Feeling out the race car. Of course, everybody kind of down low here in the early going in the hot laps. They'll have to push the groove up as the early night moves forward. These hot lap sessions will help get the racetrack ready for the qualifying efforts that come immediately following all of the hot lap sessions. Brian Brown in this hot lap group. He had slowed a moment ago, but up to speed right now here on the final lap of hot lap session number 1. Austin McCarl on the racetrack, last night's hard charger in the A feature event. number 1 has completed their hot lap session. All right, so there is that 26 of Justin Peck. Feels awfully comfortable here after one night at Volusia in the 360 with the Rudine race team. Skagit Speedway on board that one. Group number 2 starting to push from the pit area across the crossover gate and now come into the infield to get staged and on the race well. Some are on the racetrack. That's the 4 of Cameron Martin, Ankeny, Iowa. Ireview Enterprises, C&D Elevator Construction number 4. And his brother Chris, both making the trip down here to Volusia for the weekend's racing activities. Car number 2, that's Zach Blurton, had a mechanical problem last night at the end of the heat race. Sat out remainder of the night, but found another engine in the pit area today to put in the race car for Zach Blurton in the 2J machine, the Quinter, Kansas driver. 88J, Joey Amantia out of Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Enjoyed his time last night here, but said tonight he hopes to have a little bit better results in the Amantia Real Estate 88J, JPA Masonry sponsored race car. That is the 12S, Aiden Schmidt. He's out of Hopstadt, Indiana. West Side Auto race car. Now the Ohsweken Speedway machine. Glenn Stiers made his way into the A feature last night in his Glenn Stiers Racing race car. It was a good accomplishment. Not many ASCS starts on his resume, but added to that list last night. The 97 UK, Ryan Harrison out of England. KBTS Transport Solutions. Ambridge Transport on board for the England driver. And there's a look at the 13P of Dason Pursley, Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the 2024 USAC National Midget Champion, moving into the winged race car here in 2025. The Pella Windows and Doors, Avanti Windows and Doors, number 13 for Dason Pursley. 36, Jason Martin, 2023 National Tour Champion with the American Sprint Car Series. 9 wins in the 2023 campaign. Missed a few races a season ago after a crash, but came back strong and won a big $10,000 to win race at the Arrowhead Speedway in September of last year with the ASCS National Tour. Chris Martin, Ankeny, Iowa. Northways Heating and Cooling, number 44. Generally pretty good here at Volusia, and pretty good when he comes down to the south. He won a Hurricane Super Sprints race last October in Alabama with the ASCS series, Regional Series. He's here in this hot lap group. This will be hot lap session number 2. '61, William Hull out of Vermont. Green Mountain pump race car. So we're going green here in just a moment. And we're going green right now. Hot lap session number 2. 51 sprint cars in the program tonight, 51. 10 of them here in Group 2. And all 10 are on the raceway to get their hot lap session in the books to prepare for qualifying. Pursley was running up front in the A feature last night, or in the heat race, the dash. He had a good car, just didn't quite finish in the top few spots. Those went to Justin Peck, Emerson Axum, and Sam Hafer Team Jr. So hot lap session 2. Comes to a close. You're looking at the Pursley race car. He was fastest in that session, a 14.712 for Dason Pursley, a 14.712. Cameron Martin was next with a 14.903. If you back up to the first hot lap session, Justin Peck had the fastest time. It was a 15.008. So time's definitely picking up again, just like they did last night. The first few hot lap sessions we go, speeds will pick up just a little bit as they work in the racing surface. Group number 3, the gates opened up for them to come from the pit area onto the raceway. The 88, Ryder LaPlante, that's a driver who raced his way from the C main, started dead last in the last chance showdown last night, and raced his way up just to 6th position, 2 spots short of a transfer spot, but a magnificent drive for Ryder LaPlante. He's out of Calera, Oklahoma, driving the Oklahoma Truck Driving Academy, LS Construction, LM Trucking, number 88R. Is outside here, the 63 is out of the state of Pennsylvania, Josh Weller. 3 times a sprint car winner in Delaware and New Jersey last season for Weller, the Dr. Diesel, AssuredAutomation.com, Victory Auto Class number 63. '88 car, that is Brogan Carter. He's out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Definitely had more struggles last night than the team would like. I'll see if they can put it together a little better tonight for the Living Like Outlaws tribute car. Brogan Carter, 14 years old, out of South Dakota. There's the 16TH, Terre Haute, Indiana's Kevin Newton, the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot. 16TH. Pulls up there to the front of the grid here to fire off for hot lap session number 3. Kyler Johnson, the 45X, was in a transfer spot in the last chance showdown until the last lap last night and was unable to hold on to. He had a late race restart. Kyler said it just didn't quite manage those tires just right to be able to run good on the final restart, and he lost the transfer spot to fellow ASCS driver Whit Gastineau. Was able to sneak by. Here's the 20, a native of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. That's Brady Bacon. Been a while since he's raced many ASCS races, so glad to have multi-time USAC sprint car champ back with the American Sprint Car Series, where he kind of cut his teeth traveling the road here in the dirt track world. There's Tyler Clem getting a look at that race car. He's out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Winner of this 360 event here at the Volusia Speedway Park back in 2023. And then he won 4 features here in 2024. 16G, this is Austin Gossel out of Windsor, Colorado, the BG Automotive Schaefer Race Oil 16G. No, Austin with that green helmet. Here's the 15H. This is going to be Sam Haferteep Jr., Sunnyvale, Texas, in the Townline Variety Gas and Grocery Prime Powder Incorporated entry. 5 times the ASCS National Champ. Started off his year strong with a 3rd place finish last night in the main event. And another 16, it'll be the 16H on the scorecard. Hank Davis, Sand Springs, Oklahoma driver, driving a Brian Gossel-owned race car here this weekend. He is the National Rookie of the Year a year ago with the American Sprint Car Series. Qualifying or hot lap group number 3 on the raceway. A little bit of smoke off of the 63 car of Josh Weller. Now some flames under the 63, but he's still rolling. And maybe he's off the pace now on the back straightaway. The fire has extinguished itself, but the car is off the pace. Sam Haferteep Jr., fastest in this group, a 14.531. 14.531. Brady Bacon at a 14.569 and Kevin Newton a 14.687. So all pretty close right there at the top of the speeds in that group. Hot lap group number 3. They get to make some minor adjustments in the infield if they need before qualifying. Hot lap session number 4. The gate is open on the back straightaway now. We'll see which cars come out next. The 96, Brandon Sampson, coming through the gate. Now, while they do that, you're getting a look at some of the cars down in the infield doing some changes, getting ready for qualifying, some fine-tuning. There's the Sampson machine out of Mesa, Arizona. Engler Machine and Tool, CSI suspension. Started in the quarter midgets and in the micros and now into the sprint cars, but limited sprint car starts over the last couple of years. Seeing if he could expand those starts here in 2025. Kind of mapped out a schedule of what they'll run. Matt Covington's 95 machine. His first weekend back since racing the season finale in November at the Creek County Speedway. Some of the guys on the tour had random starts here or there, just filling in the offseason. Matt Covington did not. He had surgery on his hand and arm, just to kind of work on a little problem that had been plaguing him for a few years. So are the 51 on the racetrack. You can see the track officials helping clear the blanket off the hood of John Brinfleck's home, or that's 51T rather. There are 2 of them. That's Scotty Thiel's Home Pro Roofing entry. The Professional Plating Hefner Race Products 51T out of Wisconsin, the driver. Anyway, he picked up 5 sprint car wins last year. There in the back side of the screen, the 27 is Emerson Axum out of Indiana. Chili Bowl preliminary night winner a few weeks ago in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's looking for one spot better here tonight in the feature event. 20D, Danny Sams III, Northport, Florida. One-Way Technologies on board the 20D. This is that 51 of John Brinfleck that I mentioned a moment ago out of Ewing, New Jersey. The 10 Hoagie Customs, Chalmings Electric 51. Best finish a year ago at New Egypt Speedway in New Jersey. Finished on the podium there in 3rd place. The 5H is Robbie Price out of Cobble Hill, British Columbia. In the JJM Performance, Bray Industries, Stivers Motors, Big Sky Speedway, number 5H. Harley White drove that race car a few times on the ASCS Tour a year ago and plans to do so again some in 2025. We're looking at Brady Baker's 71. He's out of Alexander, Arkansas. In the Mid-State Golf Cart, DCR Parts and Accessories, Dove Plumbing, 71. 17-year-old driver out of Arkansas. The 10X, a local from West Palm Beach, Joel Charles. The 10X, JC Customs, Gap Performance, Florida High Performance Sprint Car. And Blake Hahn from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Smiley's Racing Products, Lynn Steyer's Racing entry. Gets the 52 rolling around the outside. From Charles's 10X. Hahn made it into the dash last night, but did not improve his position in the main event, so looking to do so tonight for our 2-time national champ. Emerson Axum, fastest on the track right now, 14.550. Covington, a 14.590. So Emerson Axum was faster even on his second lap there. He turned a 14.437 in hot laps, a 14.437 for last night's quick time qualifier. He was just ever so short of the track record here. He turned a 14.165. Track record in 360s is a 14.160. 2 years ago by Brenham Crouch. The final hot lap group coming out onto the raceway. The 11K out of DeLand, Florida, Joshua Kunstbeck, Sam's Vending, DeLand Auto Parts, and Crawford Signs. A good-looking number 11 race car for Joshua Kunstbeck. The G5, Gunnar Setzer out of Columbus, Indiana. Midwest Tube Mills, professional concrete cutting and drilling, Bar Property, and Setzer Fabricating. G5. Very few starts in a 360 a year ago. This, the 13, is Elijah Guile out of Phoenix, Arizona. Racecraft Hinchman Racing Uniforms, number 13. Recorded a top 5 finish a year ago with the ASCS Sooner region on one occasion and looked good in a few National Tour starts, but couldn't quite ever finish one of those with a solid result. But being a young age of 14 against some of the National Tour competitors, he's looking for track time and get some better results here in 2025. The 28F is Davey Franick. Franick's out of Sussex, New Jersey. The Dave Franick Auto Sales, Rapid Tire, Scotty Signs, number 28F. He's the 2-time Patriot Sprint Tour champion, trying his hand here at the Volusia Speedway Park this weekend. And right behind him, you see that black number 2, Whit Gastineau out of Oklahoma City in the statewide service K&F collision race car. He raced his way into the main event out of the Last Chance Showdown just last night on the final lap, getting around Kyler Johnson to get that spot in the number 2 car. Here's the 2C. That is the 2C Racing entry, backed by Rod End Supply, Outlaw Wings, and Highside Raceware. It's Cole Macedo driving the race car in 2025. Team's plans are to run the World of Outlaws schedule this year. They're here a little bit early at Volusia Park, and to race with the American Sprint Car Series. The 34 is Sterling Kling. He's out of Tempe, Arizona, DRC. And Motor stayed on board the 34. A couple of top fives with the American Sprint Car Series last fall in Missouri and Kentucky. The 25, John Crowder out of Summerfield, Florida. And the 48, that is Danny Dietrich out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. 12 times went to victory lane last year in a sprint car, including winning the BAPS Motor Speedway Championship in 2024. Danny Dietrich down here at Volusia Speedway Park. The 4P, Chase Moran out of Fultonville, New York. The Allen and Daughter Trucking, Galusha and Sons LLC, Fish Creek Sand and Gravel, number 4P. On the raceway now for the qualifying group 5, doing their hot laps right now. Cars coming by, recording their lap times. Gunnar Setzer, a pretty good lap, 14.825. He's the fastest in the group. Setzer, Moran, and Dietrich, the top 3. Now Guile puts his name in the mix as the fastest car in the group, of 14.655 for Elijah Guile. .14655 fastest in that group. The 13 out of Arizona. So that should do it for hot laps. Let's send it down track side. Connor Wade, do you have anything down there? No, okay. Yes, Connor, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. Well, qualifying now about to start with hot laps wrapped up. If there's anybody that knows how to qualify at Volusia Speedway Park, it's this Casey's 21 car right behind me, Brian Brown. 5 times in Brown's career, he has set quick time here at Volusia Speedway Park. Second quick in his group last night. His night last night kind of halted a bit by a penalty on the start of his heat race that set him back a row. Started 10th in the feature and drove his way up to 6th, so he was able to make it forward a little bit, but needs to avoid stuff happening like that if he wants to put himself in a better position to win tonight's feature. Has a great engine program and knows how to qualify here at Volusia Speedway Park, so look for him to take advantage of going out early.
All right, thank you, Connor. Ryan Brown is in group number 1, and he'll be in the first set. How we're going to do this is 3 cars at a time. Those first 3 cars lined up that were right there behind Connor a moment ago, they'll be the first 3 to push. Once the track is clear and ready for qualifying. So the first 11 cars, their lap times will go against each other to determine the lineup for Heat Race 1. That's all their time is used for at this point. 24. Of Danny Martin Jr. pushing onto the raceway. He's the first of 3 to go onto the racetrack right now. He's out of Sarasota, Florida. We got a caution because one of the 3 did not fire. The 44C sits there. That's Cheyenne Potter out of Lake Helen, Florida. So we'll pace them around. She is 16 years old in the 44C. Big event for her to compete in here this weekend, so hope she enjoys her time running here at the DIRTcar Nationals. Also on the track, Brian Brown out of Grain Valley, Missouri. Casey's General Store, FVP Andy's Frozen Custard number 21. Caution lights off, the green comes back on. So they'll all get a warm-up lap and then 2 laps on the clock. They'll get to keep their fastest time to determine the heat race lineup. So under the green flag, Brian Brown, we'll see what kind of lap he can lay down. Connor talked to us, told us about the engine program for Brian Brown being a strong suit. And he turns a 14.404. We'll see where it shakes up. Danny Martin a 14.709. And Cheyenne Potter a 15.972. So clearly the best of these three cars right now. Brian Brown, even better, a 14.291. That's a good lap, 14.291 for Brian Brown. Danny Martin, a 14.709, and Cheyenne Potter, a 15.760. So Brian Brown sets the mark pretty high with the 14.291. He'll go to the scales, 1,500 pounds is what they'll need to weigh. 88M, Austin McCarl, Altoona, Iowa, last night's hard charger in the A feature, racing into the top 5 from his 14th starting position. He's joined on the racetrack by the 14 BW Brett Wright out of East Chatham, New York, the Panther chassis for the 14 BW. And Brian Gossel in the 6G out of Windsor, Colorado, the third car on the racetrack right now. So coming under to record a lap, Austin McCarl turns a 14.332, just behind Brian Brown's 291. Brett Wright and Brian Gossel, they come in at 4th and 5th. And under, quick time to Austin McCarl, a 14.206, 14.206. Brian Gossel is 4th quick in the group, 14.790, and Brett Wright a 15.274. So Austin McCarl, 14.206. Sets the time to beat right now. Brian Brown is 2nd at a 14.291. 27, Austin Martin. He's out of Sarasota, Florida. One of 3 cars on the racetrack right now. He's joined by last night's feature winner, the 26, Monrovia, Indiana's Justin Peck. Peck, his first career ASCS win last night. And then the 77T of Tyler Powlish out of Ohsweken, Ontario. The lap for Austin Martin's a 15.085. Justin Peck, 14.273. That puts him 2nd quick right now. And then Powlish is a 14.885, down at 6th. Lap number 2 coming across, so Martin will stay down at 7th. Justin Peck will stay in spot 2 with his 14.259. Tyler Powlish jumps into 5th with the 77T. So Austin McCarl's quickest, 14.206. The 938, Bradley Fizzard, pushing onto the raceway. He's out of Bonnerdale, Arkansas. 12th in the National Tour standings with ASCS a year ago. He's joined on the racetrack by the G6 of Brendan Grubal from Ocala, Florida, the Rhino Roofing G6. Grubal picked up a win in 2022 at the Hendry County Motorsports Park down here in Florida. Grubal and Fizzard on the racetrack, 7th quick for Bradley, 14.794. Fizzard, a 14.755. So Austin McCarl will be the quickest. Finalizing the rundown there from Group 1, it's Austin McCarl with the 14.206, Justin Peck a 14.259, and Brian Brown a 14.291. So 14.2, that's the range of the top 3 there from Group 1. Austin McCarl will have the advantage there going into the heat race with with that golden ticket to the dash if he can finish in a transfer spot to the A main. Getting ready now for group number 2 qualifying. The next 10 drivers will set the lineup for heat race number 2. The 13 car, that's Dason Pursley, Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Pella Windows and Doors. Avanti Windows and Doors and Big Spring Car Wash. '61 machine on the racetrack as well. That's William Hull out of Vermont. And the 2J, Zach Blurton out of Quinter, Kansas. So those are the 3 cars set to pick up a lap right now. A different engine in the race car for Zach Blurton than he had last night. They hurt the one last night, so picked up another one from a fellow team here in the pit area today to get through the weekend. $14,234 for Pursley, $15,298 for Hall. Blurton comes off of turn number 4 and turns a 14,671. Pursley will keep his first lap time of 14,234. Blurton a little quicker on his second lap of 14,623. So Dason Pursley will set the mark here in Group 2. He's just a smidge off of what we had by Austin McCarl in Group 1. So McCarl still holds the overall quick time. Dason Pursley has the fastest here in Group 2. The 97 car, Ryan Harrison out of England, is on the raceway. Joined by the 4 of Cameron Martin out of Ankeny, Iowa. And the 88J of Joey Amantia. So they're spread out around the raceway. Harrison turns a 15.053. That's 3rd quick for now in the group. He'll bump down to 4th because Cameron Martin jumps into 3rd. And now Joey Amantia gets 4th with a 15.025. All 3 of those have one more lap to record. Harrison takes 3rd back, a 14.868. Cameron Martin will get it back now, 14.736. So each of them improving their time on lap 2. Best lap time for Amantia was his first lap of a 15.025. He'll be in 5th. So right now, the first 6 cars to qualify in Group 2, it's Pursley, Blurton, Martin, Harrison, and Amantia, the 5 fastest right now. Here comes the 44, Chris Martin, Ankeny, Iowa. C&D Elevator Construction race car. Joined by the 0 of Glenn Stiers. So 2 cars on the racetrack right now. Stiers in the Ohsweken Speedway, number 0. Put it in the feature event last night. Chris Martin, 2nd quick in the group. The 14.512. Stiers is 6th quick. Off of the 4th corner. Martin improves his time to 14.432. Glenn Stiers also improves. He'll be 5th quick at 14.803. So it's now Pursley, Chris Martin, Zach Blurton, Cameron Martin, and Glenn Stiers, the top 5. 2 cars still to go here in the group. I know. Here's a 36, Jason Martin, a native of Liberal, Kansas. Our 2023 series champion is on the racetrack now, along with the 12S of Aiden Schmidt out of Hobstadt, Indiana. Two attempts at a time. Pursley's the quickest in the group right now. Here comes a 36. He'll be 6th quick, 14.854, not what he's looking for. And Aiden Schmidt, 10th quick. Off of 4, under the line. Jason Martin just a little bit better. He's into the top 5 with the 14.746. So it's going to be Pursley, the fastest in Group 2. Dason Pursley, 14.234. Chris Martin and Zach Blurton are second and third there in Group 2. So the overall quick time so far is Austin McCarl, the 14.206. We're set to go now to Group 3 for our 51-car field here tonight on night 2 of the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. All right, so just a slight delay here for a moment. Hopefully it's very slight. We'll see the front straightaway lights not quite coming on like the rest of the track, so give the track crew a moment to take a look at that and see if they can get the front straightaway lights on. There they go. How about that? I like it when things get resolved quickly. So here's a look at the first set of cars. The number 20, Brady Bacon, will be the first car here on the track for Group 3. Brady Bacon, a native of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, in the Chris Dyson Racing Concord American Flagpole number 20. The 15H is Sam Haferteep Jr., 5-time series champ, rolls onto the racetrack. He set quick time a dozen times a year ago with the American Sprint Car Series. And the final car on the track is Tyler Klim's 6S. Klim is out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Brady Bacon turns a 14.580. 3/10 off of the fastest lap so far tonight. Haferteep's also a 14.5. It's a 14.530. He goes to the top of the group just ahead of Bacon. Bacon a little slower on his second lap. 14.6, so he'll keep his 14.5. Haferteep goes 14.490. And Tyler Klim, 14.762. So Haferteep fastest out of the first 3 with a 14.490. It's not overall quick time, but if it holds, he'll take quick in the group. That's the ticket you want in your heat race. 16, TH Kevin Newton. Terre Haute, Indiana on the racetrack. Along with the 63 car, that's Josh Weller out of Pennsylvania. And the 88R from Calera, Oklahoma of Ryder LaPlante. Well, that car struggled in qualifying last night, but they got it really going when they got into the C feature and the last chance showdown. See if they can turn that into anything here tonight. If they learned, it'll be a 14.90. Newton's a 14.8, and Tyler Klim's a 14.7. Newton third quick in the group, 14.708 now. Let's see, Josh Weller a 14.830, and LaPlante a 14.904. So struggled in qualifying again, back-to-back nights for the 88R of Ryder LaPlante. Haferteep still leads the way in the group. Firing onto the racetrack now, the 45X. That's the Double Diamond Farms, Kuntz Manure Spreading, BK Trucking, Kaiser Angus, Shannon Trucking, Map Inc., number 45X out of Quinter, Kansas. Should be joined by the 16H of Hank Davis. Hank Davis won the Dash last night and had a top 5 run going in the A main until problems coming to the white flag sidelined his race car. Kyler Johnson a 15.008 and Hank Davis a 15.145. So different engine in the car for Hank tonight than last night. Not quite the same speed on lap 1 as he was able to carry last night. We'll have to fine tune on that thing unless he can just turn a better lap on the racetrack. Here he does, a 14.8, puts him 5th quick. Kyler Johnson is 8th quick in the group with the 14.993. 2 cars still to go. 16G, Austin Gossel, Windsor, Colorado, in the BG Automotive Schaefer race car. He'll be joined by the 88 of Brogan Carter, the Living Like Outlaws, Rosebud, Bam Bam's Barbecue Sauce, entry out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Warm-up lap is complete for Gossel. He's now on the clock. Down the back straightaway. Last 2 cars to go for Group 3. Gossel is 8th quick, 14.952. Brogan Carter having some trouble. Oh, he's up in the cushion near the wall through 1 and 2. He turned a 15.734 on the first lap. Austin Gossel jumped to 8th with a 14.911. Identical lap times on each lap. Brogan Carter really struggled there in qualifying. So Hafer Teep had the fastest lap in Group 3. We move to qualifying Group 4. It's the 51 of John Brinflack from Ewing, New Jersey, the 10 Hoagie Customs. Valco Wheels, ASI Racewear number 51. And you have the 52 of Blake Hahn, a 2-time ASCS champion from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Smiley's Racing Products, Glenn Steyer's Racing entry. And the 3rd car on the racetrack is Emerson Axum, last night's quick time qualifier. Brinflack turned a 14.8, Blake Hahn's a 14.896, Emerson a 14.510. Blake Hahn off of 4, a little better on his second lap to a 14.711, but Emerson Axum will hold the fastest time in the group with the 14.451, a 14.451. So far, the overall quick time belongs to Austin McCarl with the 14.206. The 51T is Scotty Thiel out of Wisconsin in the Home Pro Roofing Professional Plating Hefner Race Products 51T. The 95 ASCS regular for a number of years, Matt Covington, Glenpool, Oklahoma, Reese Construction Company, Triple X Chassis, number 95. And Danny Sams, the 3rd, is on the racetrack. Scotty Thiel turns a lap of 14.767. I'm putting 3rd quick for now. Covington 5th quick, a 14.934. Here comes Sams across the line. He'll jump to 4th with a 14.881. Thiel goes 2nd quick in the group, 14.605 for Scotty Thiel. That bumps Blake Hahn to 3rd. Matt Covington will go to 4th, a 14.870. Danny Sams now 4th, so it bumps Covington to 5th. Emerson Axum, Scotty Thiel, and Blake Hahn, the top 3 here in group number 4. Four cars to go, but there's some smoke coming off the push vehicle. Look at that. I have to get a report from Connor on that one in a minute. Normally he's reporting on the race cars, but Connor, this one you've got the push truck needs to go to the work area.
Yep, this one is not a sprint car. I just looked over and saw a little bit of smoke, and that turned into a lot of smoke, and now, as you can tell, a big puddle of something, probably oil, underneath this Jeep down here. Fun fact, Randy, in my however many years I've been covering racing, this is the 2nd time I have seen a push truck blow up.
Oh my. Bad day right there for the owner of that vehicle. So we'll keep on rolling. 10X, Joel Charles, West Palm Beach, Florida, JC Customs, Gap Performance, Florida High Performance Race Car. Onto the racetrack. He'll be joined by that 5H of Robbie Price out of Cobble Hill, British Columbia. 2 cars here and then 2 more to finish off Group 4. Here comes Charles, 7th quick, 16.160 here in the group. Robbie Price will bump him just barely quicker, a 15.213 for Robbie Price. Charles not any better on lap number 2. Robbie Price just a little better, but he'll stay in 7th, a 15.213. For Robbie Price. 2 cars to go in Group 4. The 96, Brandon Sampson, Mesa, Arizona. Zangler Machine and Tool, CSI Suspension, Callahan Auto and Diesel, number 96. And he's joined on the raceway by the 71, Brady Baker, Alexander, Arkansas. The Midstate Golf Cart, Total Tire and Automotive, CSI Suspension, 71. Race 4 tonight. 10 cars still to qualify. The final group onto the racetrack. That's the 2 of Whit Gastineau out of Oklahoma City. It's in the statewide service K&F collision. Number 2. '34 is Sterling Kling out of Arizona, and Danny Dietrich out of Pennsylvania on racetrack as well. So Gastineau, the first car to come under, a 15.223. Then Sterling Kling, a 15.080. What can Danny Dietrich turn, a 15.014? So he's fastest out of those 3, but they're all in the 15s. Sterling Kling gets it under it to a 14.929, and Danny Dietrich to 14.799, regains the top spot of the group. Danny Dietrich to 14.799. So the 4P race car, Chase Moran, out of Fullertonville, New York. The Don Ott engine in the race car. Fish Creek Sand and Gravel, TJ Allen Trucking, and Westward Painting Company. The 2C, that's Cole Macedo, Lemoore, California. Driving the Todd Kelly Carlisle race car in 2025. And the 25 car of John Crowder, Summerfield, Florida. So Macedo's second quick right now, a 14.918. Chase Moran is 5th quick and Crowder is 6th quick. Cole Macedo will stay second, a 14.858. So times are way off of what they were at the beginning in Group 1. Austin McCarl at a 14.206. Danny Dietrich now a 14.799. And we'll have the yellow out for the 4P. Kind of missed the turn into the back straightaway to the infield. That's Chase Moran, the New York driver. He'll need some assistance to get into the infield. Then we'll get on to, I think, 2 more cars, followed by the final 2. So a total of 4 cars remain here in qualifying on night 2 of the Federated Auto Part DIRTcar Nationals. The 11K of Joshua Kunstbeck and the 28F of Davey Franick are the cars coming out of this group. That's Franick out of Sussex, New Jersey, the Dave Franick Auto Sales race car. The Patriot Sprint Car Tour champion on 2 occasions. See what kind of lap time he can lay down with that 11K of Kunstbeck from just up the road, about 15 minutes into Land, Florida. 6 cars have taken a time so far here in Group 5. These will be cars 7 and 8. And Franek will fall in line in 5th with a 15.238. And Kunstbeck 7th with a 15.392. Off the 4th corner. An improvement for Franek. He'll jump into the top 5 up to 4th with a 15.028. And Kunstbeck will be 6th quick with 15.245. So it's Dietrich, Macedo, Kling, Franek, and Gastineau, the top 5, with 2 cars still to qualify. The G5 is Gunnar Setzer out of Indiana. The Midwest Tube Mills Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling G5. And the 13 of Elijah Guile is the other car on the racetrack. Guile comes from Phoenix, Arizona in the racecraft. Henchman Racing uniforms number 13. Setzer 5th quick on his lap, and then Elijah Guile comes in 9th. Each of one more chance here to try and improve their position. Setzer does, he'll go 4th, 14.974. Elijah Guile stays in 9th with a 15.282. So Danny Dietrich, a 14.799 is the quickest there in Group number 5. Let's go down to the infield where we'll find Connor Wade.
Austin McCarl goes out in Group 1 and a 14.20 is good enough for overall quick time tonight. Austin, we were just talking, track slowing down a lot quicker tonight than it did last night. What kind of surface does that forecast for the rest of the night?
Hard and slick. I know the guy that does the racetrack here now, and he's doing a great job. Last year, like I was just telling you, it was basically wide open for 2 weeks, which wasn't very much fun unless he started up front like I did. But no, Scotty and Tyler are doing a great job. We made a couple last-minute decisions there when I got in the car, and they were the right ones. So this thing's, I think, was built when my tire guy was still in diapers. So pretty impressed. Thanks to Tommy Ryder for that. Volusia's always a motor track, obviously. So just got to thank Country Builders, Ochoco West, Tucker Trucking, HRP Wings, Ryder Engines, like I said, Sander Wheels, everyone that's a part of this deal. Scotty's busting his butt. Felt like we had a really good car last night, obviously being a hard charger past some cars. So I don't know, just hopefully make it through this heat race and get in that all-important dash and do our best.
14th to 5th last night. Tonight's overall fast qualifier, Austin McCarl starts P4 in Heat 1. Randy?
Thank you, Connor. Quick time, Austin McCarl setting himself up a little bit better than last night. Maybe not have to come from as deep in the field. So we'll work on getting all the sprint cars across the back straightaway into their pit area. They'll start working on the race car to get ready for tonight's heat races, which those lineups will be set based on those qualifying times they just laid down. Modifieds are coming into the racetrack in turn 4 while the sprint cars are going out. And if the modifieds are coming in, that means it's time to hand the microphone over to Chris Steppen.
All right, thank you very much. We are just about set to go with qualifying here for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Modifieds making their way into the chute here down on the infield. 68 DIRTcar UMP Modifieds making their way into the facility tonight. We've got 4 drivers that were not in action with us last night. They will compete here tonight. Similar program to last night, however, we are not hot lapping and qualifying separately. We are hot lapping and qualifying together. So the modifieds will hot lap qualify together. We'll have 5 cars out there at a time. They'll get 3 laps tonight instead of 2. So we will not hot lap and then bring them back and qualify. We will hot lap qualify at the same time. And like we said, we're going to get sprint cars off the racing service, get the modifieds loaded in off turn number 4. Connor mentioned this in the open, but a great modified program here last night. Kurt Spalding picked up his 2nd ever win here at Volusia Speedway Park, holding off Kyle Strickler at the end. Strickler 2nd, David Stremme 3rd. And a great race for that 2nd spot last night for the majority of that. George Dixon, Kyle Strickler, Stremme was in there, Michael Altobelli was in there. Really good battle inside the top 5 a day ago. We'll see what happens tonight. And then, of course, we talked about this last night as well. Every lap last night and every lap tonight matter, which means points from last night and points from tonight will be accumulated, and that will line up the heat races for tomorrow night. Championship Saturday night of the opening weekend of the 54th annual Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals. If you are not here at the Volusia Speedway Park, you've missed about a 78-degree beautiful day. The sun is setting here in Florida right now. We've had a couple outstanding weather days to kick off this 3-week event here, the world's fastest half mile. Should be a great weekend to conclude it tomorrow night. And then, of course, we'll take Sunday off, and we'll come right back Monday night for 6 more nights in a row here. Ironmen of the DIRTcar Nationals and Modifieds will be in action all 6 nights next week as well. Working to get everybody in Group A down onto the infield. Scheduled to be 34 cars in each group here, so 68 cars at last count anyway, unless anybody snuck in a little bit late. We said 4 drivers that were not here with us last night. Jason Bolio, we talked about Chris Bolio and Miles Bolio both raced last night. Jason did not. He's unloaded his 90 car today. We've got Charlie Mefford in the pit area today. We knew Charlie was coming later in the week. He has unloaded his 13 car today as well. Taylor Cool from Arizona has unloaded her number 2K today. And multi-time Truck Series champion Matt Crafton is with us today in the 88 car. Comes Crafton rolling through the staging lane right now in the 88. So a handful of new drivers. Did lose a couple that are going to sit out tonight, but we'll have plenty, 68 of them, to go racing tonight. So hot lap qualifying together. We'll break them up into 6 heat races a little bit later on. Those heat races will be 8 laps apiece. We'll take the top 3 finishers out of each of those heat races. We'll run 3 last chance showdowns. They'll be 10 laps apiece. Take the top 2 out of each of those as well to set our 24 car starting field for tonight's DIRTcar UMP Modified main event. Sprint cars making their way out the gate. Looks like that gate is shut. Looks like there's about 34 of them down there, so the majority of Group A making their way into that lineup chute. We're just about set to send them. First driver that's going to roll out, he was registered to race last night. Did not get an opportunity to talk to those guys today to see what happened. He did not make an appearance on the racing surface. It's Fenton, Missouri's Kenny Schrader, and Kenny will be the first one out in that Federated Auto Parts Hunt Brothers Pizza Hawkeye Trucking number 9. He'll roll onto the racetrack. There's Schrader in the 9. Right behind him, one of the 3 Bolios that are with us tonight. This is Chris Bolio. Chris out of Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada. Coast Island Marine EMD Race Wraps Lethal number 91. He's rolled out there. Also on the racetrack, 45. That will be Chase Holland, driver out of Success, Mississippi, in that wall-to-wall racing engines, industrial dock and door, Weir's Machine and Racing Products number 45. Also on the racetrack, you'll find Jordan Kohler to Mount Airy, North Carolina. Sitting in that Kohler Motorsports Ultimate Towing and Recovery DIRTcar Lift 114. And Michael Turner on the racetrack as well. Turner to Paris, Tennessee. He's in that Turner Landscaping, tank lining of Paris and Wiles Drive Shafts, number 27. So again, 5 cars at a time. They will get 3 laps. Green blinked on and the yellow came on immediately after, so we'll let them roll around the racetrack here for just a moment. All right, we'll try it again. Green back on for the field, first group. DIRTcar UMP Modifieds getting ready to qualify. Green is out. Kenny Schrader, of course, long-time racing veteran, very successful racing career, of course, for the Fenton, Missouri racer. He'll work off turn number 4, first official lap in the books. Will be an 18.765, 187.65. Chris Bolio, 18.269. 18.912 for Chase Holland. 18.562 for Jordan Kohler. Michael Turner just went faster, 18.116 18116. Kenny Schrader, does he go faster? He does. 18306. Chris Bolio faster. 18129. Chase Holland will stand on his opening lap so far. Jordan Kohler will also stand on his, and Michael Turner will turn a faster lap, 18061. That's fastest of the night so far. Checkered flag coming out. Does Schrader go faster? No, but he'll stand on an 18320. Bolio will stand on an 18129. Chase Holland will go faster, 18897. And Michael Turner will stand on lap number 2, but it's the fastest of the night, 18061. 18061 for Michael Turner. Incidentally, track record 17031, so just about a second off it. Ethan Dotson still the track record holder. He set that back at the Rudiman in 2022. Again, 17031 is the time everybody's shooting for. So far, it's Michael Turner, 18061. Here come the next 5. Gene Nicholas will be the first driver out. He's at Lowell, Arkansas. He sits in that Gene Nicholas LLC, Penske Racing Shocks Midwest Rapco 11N. He'll work down the back straightaway. Right behind him, Trevor Neville picked up his first ever Gator here a year ago. He's at a Mackinac, Illinois, the multi-fire spark plugs, Reeser Landscaping, Troy Page Excavating 777. He's down the back straightaway. Also on the Speedway, last night's third place finisher, David Stremme. Stremme out of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania, the Lethal Chassis Wears Machine, 10 rounds, Quality Paint Body Shop 35. We've also got the one car out there, that's Randy Giroux. Giroux's out of Lima, Ohio, the University of Northwestern Ohio, Lucas Oil Products, S&S Volvo #1, and Brad DeYoung on the racetrack as well. DeYoung out of Wheatfield, Indiana, in the PG Power Diamond race car, Extreme Style Signs and Graphics #7. Here we go. Trevor Neville, fastest of the night so far, 17738. David Stremme, 17950. Brad DeYoung, 18084. Comes Gene Nicholas, 18803. Neville stays fastest, 17738. Stremme stands on lap 1, 17950. DeYoung on lap number 1's 18084. Randy Giroux, 18712, his fastest lap of the night. Everybody coming to the checker. See if anybody can go any faster here on lap number 3. And so far, everybody to the checker. Trevor Neville in that multi-fire spark plug wires 777 car, fastest lap of the night here so far, 17738 for Trevor Neville. Next driver onto the racetrack will be the 21 car. That'll be Scott Ladner. Ladner's out of Lumberton, Mississippi, in that Ladner Engineering CB Developers Southern Pipe and Supply number 21 car. There's Matt Crafton right behind him. Crafton out of Mooresville, North Carolina, sitting in that Ultimate Equipment rental. K1 Race Gear and Sealmaster number 88 Matt Crafton. Right behind him, you've got Raymond Rogers. Rogers out of Tampa, Florida, that Catskin Rogers Racing and Auto Value Auto Parts sponsored 78 car. Stephen Padula's on the racetrack as well. Stephen's out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. The Padula Materials and Landscape Supply. Elite Race Cars number 31G. And Cole Charneski's on the racetrack as well. Young driver out of Denmark, Wisconsin. He sits in that Pro Property Service, CZ's Bushville Lane, Bob Cullen Racing, and Prestige Custom Cabinetry, 21 CZ. Everybody on the racetrack, Scott Ladner, 11th quick, 19104. Matt Crafton, 6th quick, 18225. Raymond Rogers, 13th quick, 19190. Stephen Padula, 6th quick, 18153. Charneski, 7th quick, 18204. Good first lap for those two. Scott Ladner will go faster, 19090. Crafton slower on lap number 2. Raymond Rogers slower on lap number 2 as well. Stephen Padula also will stand on his opening lap. Charneski doesn't go any faster on lap number 2 as well. See if anybody can go faster here as a checkered flag will fly. Scott Ladner does, 19062 officially for Ladner. And Crafton will stand on his opening lap. Raymond Rogers will as well. And Stephen Padula and Cole Charneski didn't want their third lap. They'll just roll back onto the infield. They'll take laps 1 and 2. So right now it's Neville, Stremme, Turner, DeYoung, and Chris Bolio, the top 5. We're about halfway through qualifying at Group A. Next group set to roll will be led by Mount Airy, North Carolina's Evan Kohler. Kohler in that Kohler Motorsports Capital Waste Ultimate Towing and Recovery and Dirt Car Lift 11K car. He'll roll onto the racetrack. Right behind him, last night's winner, Kurt Spalding. Spalding out of Waterfleet, Michigan in that All-Star Performance, Duco Performance, and GT Products number 5. Right behind him, you'll find the 77 car. One of the drivers that was scheduled to race last night. We did not see Jim Shipman make an appearance. He's here now. He's out of Petrolia, Illinois. In that Harvey race photos, Sheer Charm Salon and Lakeshore Suspension 77 car. Also on the racetrack, 463, that's Daniel Sanchez. Daniel's out of Averill Park, New York. He's in that 5-star race car bodies. Danny Sanchez contracting and silly competition race engines. 463, and Dave Wheatholder's out there as well. David of Liberty, Illinois, in that statewide Solar A1 Performance and Coors Light number 05. Just as we go through the group, Kurt Spalding, fast time, 17.414, 174.114 for Kurt Spalding. Daniel Sanchez, 19.119. Dave Wheatholder, 19.849. Evan Kohler, 18.783. Spalding does not go faster. He'll stand on a 17.414. He's got one more shot. 77 to Shipman, 19.430. Neither of those drivers improving on lap number 2. Wheatholder goes faster, 18.772. See if Spalding can pick it up. He does not, but he's P1 right now, 17.414 for Kurt Spalding. Everybody else will stand on lap number 1 or number 2 so far. New leader at the top of the speed charts. Last night's winner, Spalding, with a 17.414 is what everybody's charging after. So we continue on with Group A. Jason Garver will be the next driver out. He's out of Stark, Florida. That CarQuest Auto Parts, Coworks Heating and Air Conditioning, and Mack Industries 27 car for the multi-division racer Jason Garver. He'll roll onto the racetrack in the 27. Right behind him will be Oakland, Maryland's Mitch Thomas. Thomas sitting in that Rumble Gate Truck Tailgates Iron Horse Associates and Grant County Mulch number 97 car. He'll work onto the racetrack. Right behind him, another one of our young racers. It's Charging Charlie Mefford for the first time this week. Driver out of Belton, Kentucky, the Mefford Construction, Earnhardt Technology Group, and Rice Contracting 13. Another young racer behind him is Miles Bolio. Miles out of Campbell River, British Columbia. He's in that Coast Island Marine EMD Race Wraps Lethal Race Car number 18. And he's going to turn around right in front of the final driver out there, and that's Chad Roush. Roush out of Reidsville, Ohio, in that Samtastic Designs and Graphics. Titoreg Racing and APCO Performance 32. So those 5 drivers will slow for just a second as Miles Bolio gets spun back in the right direction. He's facing where he needs to be right now. Currently, it's Kurt Spalding, Trevor Neville, David Stremme, the 3 pole sitters, if nothing changes here for heats 1, 2, and 3 coming up a little bit later on. Spalding, of course, quick time last night, won his heat race from the pole, led every lap, won the main event. So far setting up for the same situation today if he can hang on. Green flag back out, we're underway. Jason Garver. First driver down the back straightaway, driver out of Stark, Florida. Stark, Florida, what, Bob, an hour and a half northwest of here near Lake City or so? Remember driving through Stark, Florida at one point, I don't know why, but I did. Yeah, Miles Bolio, 14th quick. Charlie Mefford, 11th quick. 19th quick for Chad Roush. Check the opening lap. Mitch Thomas went 4th quick, 18.049. Fastest of everybody out there right now. We'll see what Garver does. Garver, 20th quick. Off the pace, Mitch Thomas goes faster though, 17.979. He'll stay 4th quick, but it was a faster lap. Charlie Mefford faster, he's cracked the top 10, 18.224. See if anybody can improve here on lap number 3. Garver's gonna roll by, he will not. Mitch Thomas will not. Miles Bolio will stand on lap number 2. Charlie Mefford will stand on lap number 2. And Chad Roush will roll by. He'll go faster, 18.819. 18819 for Chad Roush. So fastest driver in that group, the 97, the young driver out of Maryland, Mitch Thomas, will be 4th overall right now. It's Spalding, Neville, Stremme, Thomas, and Michael Turner. Top 5 with a handful of groups yet to go. Glenn Stiers will be the first driver out. He comes to out of Ohsweken, Ontario, Canada, in that Ohsweken Speedway. Glenn Stiers Racing, G-Force TV number 0. He'll be the first driver to roll down the back straightaway. Right behind him, you'll find the 17th seed Coleman Evans. Evans Auto Mineral Wells, West Virginia, the Evans Construction Frames, etc. Fox Shop 17C car. Also on the racetrack will be Zane Odewald. Odewald out of Eustis, Florida, the Mullins Race Engine. Zane's Auto Service, Z-Girl Racewear, number 11. Charlie Sandercox on the racetrack as well. He's out of Trenton, Ontario, Canada. He's in that Rapid Rat Service, Central Ontario Spray Foam and Auto Parts Center's 57. That's everybody we got. Glenn Steyer's going to roll by. He'll go 22nd quick, 19 flat, 19.000 for Glenn Steyer's. Coleman Evans 15th, 18.631. Here comes Zane Odewald, 27th quick, 19.209. Charlie Sandercock 26th quick, 19.134. And the yellow going to come out of Zane Odewald around in turn number 1 here. So, Zane Odewald turning that thing around. Zane Odewald, of course, formerly from Illinois, has lived in Eustis, Florida now for a handful of years. His son, Zach Odewald, still residing in Illinois. He'll bring that race car down here every now and then and compete in the Sunshine State. All right, Zane spun back the right direction. We got one more group to wrap up qualifying Group A. This one and one more. We'll roll over into Group B. Green flag set to come back out here for Glenn Steyer's. Green back in the air. Glenn Steyer's 18.811. Everybody coming back to the white flag this time. Everybody got one lap here before the caution came out. So they had one lap. They're going to get two more here. They'll come to the white. We'll score this one and one more. Glenn Steyer's 18.748, his fastest lap of the night so far. Coleman Evans will roll by 18.615, 18.6514 for Odewald, and 18.450 for Sandercock. Everybody faster. Checkered flags coming out here for the second to last group. Glenn Steyer's, can he pick it up a little bit? Nope, he'll stand on lap number 2. 18.748, he'll be 19th quick. 16th quick for Evans, 17th quick for Odewald. And Charlie Sandercock was done on lap number 3 in a 57. One more group to go. Kurt Spalding's got 4 more guys to try to hold off here. These 4 drivers are scheduled to be Kyle Hammer, who I do not see in the chute, so not sure the situation there for Clinton, Illinois' Kyle Hammer. He's not on the racing service, so we're going to go without him. It'll be Michael Altobelli, one of our top 5 competitors last night. Altobelli out of Saxton, Pennsylvania, in that Mahindra Tractors, Bobcat Equipment, FNS Building Innovations, and WTW Construction. 35 car, he'll roll out there. The 11 car is there. That will be Aiden Hines. Aiden Hines out of Loveland, Ohio, in the UNOH S&S Volvo and All-Star Performance 11. And Zeke McKenzie will be the final driver out there. He's out of Claypool, Indiana, the Vanquish Race Cars, Toro Superior Sales and Service, Integra Kaiser, number 24. Lap 1 for Altobelli, 12th quick, 18.277. Hines, 18.989. 27th quick on lap number 1. Zeke McKenzie 14th, 18.401. Everybody got to pick it up a little bit. Couple laps yet to do it. Here comes Altobelli. Michael Altobelli faster, 18.217. 10th quick, 20th quick faster for Hines, 18.704. And Zeke McKenzie faster as well, 18.366. See if all 3 of them can go even faster here on lap number 3. Altobelli will stand on his 10th quick lap. Hines will go faster, 18.629. Zeke McKenzie will stand on his 2nd lap as well in the 24. So unless Kyle Hammer is stuck in traffic somewhere, that is going to wrap up qualifying Group A here. Kurt Spalding, just like last night, the overall fastest qualifier in Group A tonight. 17.414 for the Watervliet, Michigan racer. In that Sweet Manufacturing, Bryn Lane Automotive, Fox Shocks, TS Designs, Shower Neck Trucking, GT Products, Schoenfeld Headers, Duco Performance, Lethal Powered, or I should say Rhine Powered Lethal with All-Star Performance on the doors for Kurt Spalding here in qualifying at Group A. So Group A in the books. Group B will load onto the infield as we send Group A out the back gate. 34 cars scheduled to be in Group A, 34 scheduled to be in Group B as well. So these guys will come rolling on down here into the lineup chute. So Group B's rolling down into the chute. Dustin Sorensen will be the first driver you see rolling up there in that 19 car. He'll be the first qualifier once we get everybody down there and are ready to go. Told you we gained a couple of new cars tonight. We saw Jason Bolio, Matt Crafton, and Charlie Mefford roll out in Group A. We will see Taylor Cool, the Cave Creek, Arizona racer, in Group B tonight. Obviously, with near 70 DIRTcar UMP Modifieds tonight, we anticipate another 30 or so rolling in here between tomorrow and Monday. Should have between 80 and 100 cars. We typically do. I know a handful of them, of course, are on the way here. A couple of them planning on racing tomorrow night. I know they understand they'll have to start at the back of heat races, but get some laps here before next Monday's action kicks off. We've got the majority of the cars. They're working their way onto the infield there off of turn number 4. They roll, if you're unfamiliar here with Volusia, most of the modifieds park down in the Gator Pond, which is off the back stretch of the facility. Of course, several of them here on the infield, but the majority of our near 70 cars are all parked around the Gator Pond. So they come up the hill, they roll around the rim road, which is the road off the back straightaway behind that DIRTVision scoreboard, all the way down the back straightaway through 3 and 4 to that turn 4 gate, which is the spot where they load in for qualifying heat races all night long. They will exit out the back gate, but they will load in here through this gate. And looks like we've got just about all of them. Well, they've shut the turn 4 gate, so that tells me we do have all of them. Waiting on a couple more of them to get into position, and then we will send out the first 5. We mentioned Dustin Sorensen will be the first driver out. He's out of Rochester, Minnesota. Former US MTS Modified National Champion a year ago. World of Outlaws Late Model Rookie of the Year. In that heavy hitch, CBR Drilling, Action Engineering 19 car. He'll be the first driver to come rolling on out once they are ready to go. They are ready to go. Green light on, and here we go. Sorensen will be the first driver out, as we said. The driver out of Rochester, Minnesota. In that heavy hitch Longhorn number 19. Right behind him will be the 77 of Jason Cox. That driver's out of Clinton, Indiana, and the Fuqua Trucking, Mineco Logistics, and Carmichael Race Bodies. 77 he's out there. Dalton Lanik had a good night last night. He's out of Bunnell, Florida. Limitless Repair, East Coast Aluminum, an American Overhead Door Company 51 car. He'll roll by the flag stand. Right behind him will be the 01. That's Braden Weller. Weller's out of Palmer, Nebraska, the University of Northwestern Ohio. Wicks Filters and Wiles Drive Shaft 01. And the 321 of Denny Schwartz. Schwartz out of Ashmore, Illinois, the impressive race car. Schwartz Trucking, Mineco Logistics 321. Dustin Sorensen 18347. Jason Cox 2194. Dalton Lanik 18406. Braden Weller 19106. And Rob Fuqua is in this 3F car. Schwartz a scratch, so Fuqua will be in the 19184. Sorensen will go faster on lap number 2. 18307 for Dustin Sorensen. Cox will go faster as well. 19769. Everybody else sitting on lap number 1 here. Rob Fuqua's going to roll by 19147. So we talked about this last night. Rob Fuqua and Denny Schwartz, identical race cars, both of them scheduled to be in this first group. We do not have the 321. So Denny Schwartz apparently a scratch here from qualifying. Dustin Sorensen 18307. 18307, fastest of the night here in Group B. Dalton Lanik 18406, Braden Weller 19106, Rob Fuqua 19184, Jason Cox 19769 for the first 5 drivers here in Group B. Here come the next 2. Brian Dively will be out in group number 2. He's out of Springfield, Illinois. He's in the Checkered Flag Graphics, Cozy Dog Drive-In, and AFCO Racing 11D. He'll work down the back straightaway. Right behind him will be Justin Stone, the driver out of Middlebury, Vermont. In that G-Stone Motorsports, Gardner's Trading Post, Lethal 15X car down the back straightaway. Kenny Wallace on the racetrack as well. Kenny out of St. Louis, Missouri. He's in that Southern Country Custom Priority Aviation and Sunoco Race Fuels Elite number 36. And Cole Falloway's on the Speedway as well. Cole out of Owensboro, Kentucky. He's in that Kelly Trucking Falloway's Auto Sales Race Contracting at 66. Down the front straightaway, Brian Dively, third quick, 18.858. 18.858. Here comes Justin Stone, 19.080. 9080. Kenny Wallace, second quick, 18.315. 18315 for Wallace. Falloway quickest, 17.762. 17762, fastest here in Group B. Brian Dively standing on lap number 1. Justin Stone will go faster, 18.069. Kenny Wallace faster as well, 18.194. Can Falloway go faster? Yes, quick time, 17.719. 17719 for Colt Falloway here in Group B. Brian Dively will stand 6th quick. Justin Stone 2nd quick. Kenny Wallace 3rd quick. And Cole Falloway has had enough. Falloway, though, 17.719, 17719 for Cole Falloway. He'll be the fastest here early in Group B. Next 5 cars ready to roll will be led by Pace Florida's Ryan Fowler. Fowler in that Mobag Shock Service, RMF Motorsports, Simpson Safety Equipment number 6. Fowler sitting there at the front of the chute. See if he's going to make his way onto the racetrack or not. The next driver that'll be rolling out right behind him is that black and white 17 car. That is Louisa, Kentucky's Chris Wilson. Wilson, of course, in that Napa Auto Parts, Wilson Monument Company 17. Rolled in here a little bit late last night. He was here much earlier today. Looks like Cole Falloway going to roll back onto the racing surface. We might owe him 1 lap here yet. All right, that is the delay. We've got Falloway rolling back out there. Falloway already fast time. We'll see if he can go a little bit faster. 17.719, 17719, the time to beat, and it is his time to beat. All right, green and white out together. Falloway one more time around. $17.719 was lap number 2 officially for Cole Falloway. See if he got roared up enough to shave a little time off of that. He did not. So he'll go with a 17.719. It was 17.729 though, so nearly identical lap times to lap number 2 for Falloway. So he'll head on to the infield and we'll send the next 5. We already told you Ryan Fowler will be the first driver out here in this group, driver out of Pace, Florida. He'll roll onto the racetrack. Chris Wilson right behind him, that white 17 car, the driver out of Louisa, Kentucky. Also on the racetrack, you'll find the red 17. That'll be Tyler Evans. Tyler's out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia. The Evans Construction Fox Shocks Lethal 17T car. Right behind him will be Sean Deering. Deering on the racetrack. He's out of Quincy, Illinois. He's in that Home Bank Whiskey Biz Three Brothers Marine number 16. And we've also got 21 car of Hunter Breland. Breland out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He's in that CB Developers, Latner Engineering, and Southern Pipe and Supply 21B. That is your group. Everybody rolling on by. Ryan Fowler, 18.925, a 7th quick. Chris Wilson, 19.056, 8th quick. 19.477 for Tyler Evans. 18.840 for Sean Deering. 19.027 for Hunter Breland. Lap number 1, everybody has registered, all of them inside the top 10 here. We'll see if anybody can go faster. Fowler will stand on his opening lap so far. Chris Wilson working his way by. He'll stand on lap number 1. Lap number 1 for Evans. Sean Deering is faster, 18.630. Sean Deering and Tyler Evans both faster on lap number 2. We'll come to the checkered. Fowler 9th quick, 18.925 officially. Chris Wilson, 19.056, 11th quick. Tyler Evans faster, he'll go 7th quick. 6th quick for Sean Deering, and 10th quick for Hunter Breland, as they will all make their way onto the infield here. About halfway through Group B. Right now it's Cole Falloway, 17.719, 177.19. Next driver that'll roll onto the racetrack, Salzburg, Pennsylvania, is Jonathan Taylor. He's in that Taylor Services Close Racing Supply Guardian Fleet Services number 5. He'll be the first driver to roll on out there, and right behind him's the high side tickler. Kyle Strickler's going to roll onto the racetrack at Mooresville, North Carolina. The G-Style Transport, Melanie Motorsports, and Donaldson Grading number 8. Also on the racetrack, you will have 25 of Craig Bellia. He's out of Sterling, Ontario, Canada. The Excess Storage Victory Race Engines Lethal, number 25. Right behind him, another Canadian. It's Curtis King. He's out of Wooler, Ontario, Canada. Motorsport of Trenton Auto Parts Centers. And Veranda Luxury Pontoons, 07. And Will Krupp will be the 5th and final driver in this group. Keep an eye on him. He's out of Mount Carmel, Illinois. The Willys Carbon Dyno Service, 10 rounds Quality Paint Body Shop, Jericho Performance, number K9. Here comes Jonathan Taylor, 5th quick, 18.309. Kyle Strickler's gonna roll by, 7th quick, 18.409. Craig Bellia, 11th quick, 18.861. Curtis King, 17th quick, 19.277. Will Krupp, 3rd, 18.100. Good first lap for Will Krupp. Down the front straightaway, white flags out. Jonathan Taylor, does he go faster? No. Lap number 1 is quicker for Taylor. Here comes Strickler, he's gonna roll by. He will not be faster either. First lap for Strickler is better. First lap for Craig Bellia, better. Curtis King, second lap, 18.934 is better. Will Krupp, second quick, faster on lap number 2. 18.053 for Will Krupp. Checkered is out. Jonathan Taylor will stand on 6th. Kyle Strickler, faster on lap number 3. He'll stand 7th, 18.323. Craig Bellia's first lap was fastest. He'll be 12th. Curtis King and Will Krupp neither improve on lap number 3. So Cole Falloway still quickest here in Group B, but Will Krupp to 2nd on the speed charts with an 18.053, 18.053 second quick for Mount Carmel, Illinois. Will Krupp in K9. Next group ready to roll, led by Ray Bollinger. Bollinger out of Kewanee, Illinois, sitting in that Vanquish race cars. Nutrient Ag Solution, Korth Farms and Cheap Cars number 77. That yellow and orange and black 77 is rolled on out there. Here comes 7 car of Evan Taylor. He's out of Salzburg, Pennsylvania. The Taylor Services Guardian Fleet Services Lethal number 7 on the racetrack. Lucas Lee's on the Speedway as well. He's out of Paris, Tennessee. He's in the tank lining of Paris Weir's Machine Wiles Drive Shaft number 12. You've also got the 155 of Gavin Shaw. Shaw's out of Brownsdale, Minnesota. The Rochester Overhead Door, Kane and Trucking 155. And Todd Nieiser's out there as well. He's out of Panama City, Florida. He's in the Discount Towing Division Graphics Elite 72. Ray Bollinger, lap number 1, 10th quick, 18.756. Evan Taylor now 10th quick, 18.681. 5th quick for Lucas Lee on the opening lap, 18.291. Gavin Shaw, 18.822. Todd Nieiser, 18.408. Bollinger faster, 18.583. Faster for Evan Taylor as well, 18.604. Lucas Lee does not improve, he'll stand 5th. 15 quick, Gavin Shaw went faster on lap number 2. Checkered flag coming out for everybody. See if anybody improves here on lap number 3. So far, everybody faster on laps 1 or 2. So driver fastest in that group, Lucas Lee, the black and white number 12 with an 18.291. 18.291 will be 5th quick for Lucas Lee in the 12. Rolling to get everybody onto the infield. Gavin Shaw spinning there off turn number 4 right on the entrance to the infield. He's now been cleared. Couple more groups yet to go. Colton Profit will be the first driver out in this next group. He's out of Crossville, Tennessee. He's in the Extreme Pressure Washing Roland Digital Media Elite Race Car 56 for Colton Profit. Here comes George Dixon. Ran second or third the majority of last night's event. He's out of Shirleysburg, Pennsylvania. He's in that LaSalle Racing engine. Big Valley Fastener and Supply. Shoemaker Automotive 77. Also on the racetrack, one of our new drivers today, it's Cape Creek, Arizona's Taylor Cool. She sits in that Ultimate Equipment rental, K1 Race Gear, and Matt Crafton Motorsports 2K car. Right behind her will be the nod and nod Wade Olmstead. He's out of Orange City, Florida. Gino Sewer and Drain Cleaning, Action Engineering, Action Graphics and DeLand Auto Parts number 99. And the final driver out there got her in there a little bit hot, but he'll keep on rolling. It's Bobby Bagley. He's out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia. The Parkersburg Plumbing Supply, Serve Pro, and Auto Advantage. Number 5, Colton Profit will come by 11th quick. 18 of 491, 9th quick for George Dixon, 18-401, 17th for Taylor Cool, 18-786. Wade Olmstead, 28th, 19-935, and Bobby Bagley's gonna roll by. His first lap will be 24 quick, 19-045. Colton Profit does not improve on lap number 2. George Dixon does. He'll crack the top 10, 18-360. Taylor Cool goes faster. She goes 14th quick with an 18-591. Faster for Wade Olmstead as well, 19-892. Bagley faster, 18-968. Colton Profit will improve on lap number 3, 18-428 for Profit. George Dixon does not improve. Taylor Cool does not improve. Wade Olmstead does, 19-869 on lap 3 for Olmstead. Bobby Bagley will stand on lap number 2 with an 18-968. All right, one more group to go here, and we'll wrap up qualifying for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Colt Falloway, 17-719, still time to beat. 4 drivers sitting ready to come rolling out. Ethan Boomsma will be the first driver out. He's out of Wheatfield, Indiana. He sits in that Always Underground Incorporated KV Electric Longhorn Race Cars, number 23B. Right behind him, you'll find the 8 car. That's Dave Pinkerton. He's out of Waverly, Ohio. In that State Farm Insurance, McDonald's Advanced Services, number 8. Also on the racetrack will be Mark Anderson. He's out of Lowell, Michigan. He's in that Flat River Electric Accurate Engines, Napa Auto Parts 43A. And the final driver in Group B, Palm Coast, Florida's Jim Britt. He's in that CIL Underground Safety Support Traffic Control, Britt Motorsports 70H. Everybody on the clock. Hang on, Ethan Boomsma. Sideways into 3. He'll collect himself, and we'll keep on rolling. Ethan Boomsma, lap number 1, 20.051. 18.786 for Dave Pinkerton. 19.356 for Mark Anderson. Jim Britt's going to roll by 20.807. Everybody officially got 1 lap in. They will all come to the white here. See if Boomsma goes faster. He does. 19.255. Pinkerton faster as well. 18.693. 19.296 for Anderson. Jim Britt faster. Everybody faster on lap number 2. 19.224. Coming to the checkered. Boomsma a little bit crossed up again, but he'll straighten himself out one more time. We'll wrap up this group. Neither driver that just went by the flag stand improved. Mark Anderson did. 19.260 faster on lap number 3. And Jim Britt faster as well. 19.011 and 19.011 for Jim Britt in 70H. We are done with qualifying here for the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Fastest driver in Group B, 17.719 second. Colt Falloway, driver out of Owensboro, Kentucky, with former DIRTcar National champion Tyler Nicely, the crew chief here this week. And fastest driver in Group A and fastest overall. Same situation as about 24 hours ago. Driver out of Watervliet, Michigan, 17.414 officially 4. Kurt Spalding, your overall quick qualifier tonight in 5. Well, that'll wrap up qualifying for both divisions tonight. Opening ceremonies will be coming up here shortly. For those of you watching on DIRTVision, we're going to send you off to a quick commercial break, and we'll bring you right back here with opening ceremonies.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick-change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
Get your motors running. The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars return to Volusia Speedway Park in March for the Bike Week Jamboree. 2 huge nights with the greatest show on dirt, March 2nd and 3rd at the world's fastest half mile. Championship battles, rising stars, and incredibly fast cars. The World of Outlaws at Volusia Speedway Park, March 2nd and 3rd. Tickets and more at worldofoutlaws.com. Be there.
It's ARP Fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family-owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
If your answer to the summer heat is let it rain, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.